Hello, how are you? In this time I will make this tutorial of a topic that is very searched through YouTube, which is how can I connect my phone to a mixer? How can I make phone calls live on my podcast or online radio show, which is even harder because we are going live. Or how do I don't know, take call-ins or make an interview through phones? Well, I will show you three ways. Number one, I want to say before I start, there is a video I made called Online Radio Podcast Studio Tour. I will put this link in the description below. And in that video, I make a special reference to telephone. The second thing before we get started is that you need a mixer. What you're going to need for any of the three options is a mixer with one channel, whether mono or stereo, per choice. If you want to use the three options, you need three channels. If you want to use two options, you need two channels. I will separate every one of the options, and for every option you need one channel. The second thing you need in your mixer for every option, for any option, is one auxiliary out. I explained many times what is auxiliary. I will try to do it very simple in this video. In the moment I will show you how to connect and how to hook up some things. Okay, so let's get started with number one. Number one, telephone. Right, a regular landline telephone. The thing is that this is like the pros do it in radio. You rarely will see people using the headset for making an interview or taking a phone call in from a listener. The thing is, you need a setup. Not only the telephone set. The second thing you need is this telephone hybrid. You will see it has the level of the send, so the signal that the caller will hear. Then you have the output that RCV is received. The output, that's what your listener, the level of your listener, and this is the null, okay? And this is to put on hold to transfer the signal of the telephone from the set to the hybrid. Once you press the air button, the call is here, not anymore in the telephone. It's here, it's on hold. In the back you see two RJ11 connections, which is one goes with a single cable to the telephone set, and the other one goes directly to your main phone connection in the wall, okay? And it has two input. It has two 1/4 inch female jacks, balanced female jacks. I don't know why it's labeled send and returned. Send basically is the output, is the send. The signal that is sent by the hybrid. That's the output, and return is the input. Now I explain in a very short way, because the problems with hybrid is that, number one, they are not cheap. At least this is not a very pro hybrid, and it wasn't cheap for me. The thing is that put the send up to the maximum level, and I connect the hybrid in a channel, in this case that it has its own preamp level. You can see that it's almost all the way up, so it needs really amplification. The best option I found is to pass the telephone hybrid through a compressor limiter gate in a very simple way. I use a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch cable, as you can see. This is taken from the output of the hybrid to the channel input of the compressor, setting in the back of the compressor that the compressor is receiving a line level signal, so it can handle that level. I make some adjustments, I compress the signal of the phone, I make up gain and very high gain, so that from the output of the compressor, which is a 1/4 inch again, female, in the compressor I just need a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch again. So from the output of the compressor, and finally here is the end of the road, okay, a 1/4 inch jack, using this stereo channel 5 and 6 as a mono channel. Okay, so now how does the caller hear me? Well, in that case I use a Y cable. A Y cable has like two 1/4 inch single rings. This has two because it's balanced. It's supposed to have less noise transfer. Two single mono on one side, and in the other side, imagine it has just one. Since this is a USB mixer and I just don't need it to use too much the analog stereo out, which is the red fader, the stereo out, as you can see, has two ways of connection. You see XLR there, and in the left, just in the left, I'm pointing them right now. You see it here. These are 1/4 inch, single 1/4 inch LR left and right. Okay, so this is one end, and in the other end, I have a 1/4 inch balanced cable that is going in the input of the hybrid, right? And then I route using these red buttons, except the telephone, of course, because it could occasion a lot of feedback. So I route my microphone, my guest, some music, whatever, and this is the master level for the caller to hear. If I don't want to hear anything just for a second, I do this, or I just mute the channel I want to avoid the caller to hear. That's number one.
Hola.
Sí, con Rosa, por favor.
Se equivocó.
Ah, disculpe, tengo mal el número entonces.
So number two is the classic, the beloved Skype, you see there. Well, the problem is that I prefer, well, not a problem, I prefer to use a Skype for computer application because it gives you more room to make adjustments that in a cell phone I can't do. Cell phone, Skype in cell phone is very over-controlled and auto-controlled. Automatically it makes adjustments that you don't want or you prefer not to do, at least for broadcasting purposes as we are doing now. The first thing you want to do is to disable all the sounds. You go then to audio configuration or audio settings. The first thing you have to do is to you unclick where it says allow that Skype modifies my configuration of microphone or adjust automatically my speakers. No, you don't want that clicked, okay? And audio in and audio out, you will set the input and output respectively of the sound card of your laptop, notebook, netbook. In my case it's a cheap netbook, okay? And as you can see, the levels are in the maximum level, okay? Well, now, how do I set Skype into my mixer? Well, in my case, I have a netbook that has a line output and a line input. The line output, I use a 3.5 millimeter or a mini plug jack stereo simple cable in the output, and this cable blue ends in an RCA, which you can see there, that says, I don't know if I can focus properly. It says node, stands for notebook, okay, and it is coming into channel 11 and 12, which, as you can see, it also gives me the chance to use 1/4-inch jacks cables. But I have like 100 1/8-inch RCA cables. So, well, I use this one, and since it's not a problem, Skype is coming with 11 and 12. Now, this is the way the Skype from audio is coming into my mixer. How do I send the audio? Well, with the auxiliary. Auxiliary I will try to explain in a different way, in an easy way. A portion of audio that is taken from every channel strip in a pipeline in parallel with its own dedicated female output jack, 1/4-inch female, okay? It takes a portion in parallel. A portion, how much? Well, whatever you decide, from 0 to maybe distort, I don't know. The thing is, this auxiliary out pipeline ends in a general volume, master volume, and as you can see, it ends in the sends 1 and 2. It has auxiliary 1 or auxiliary 2, its dedicated outputs. Mine from Skype, you can see there, send Skype is in 1. Since I said it, I had a million cables with 1/8-inch jacks to RCAs. I bought this adapter for female left and right RCAs to 1/4-inch male. So I send that, let me get this back here. I send the audio from Skype, for Skype, to the line input. The cable is the same, is an 1/8-inch to RCA that is coming from the auxiliary 1 pipeline of my mixer. Of course, I'm here in the one I have it labeled send Skype. I don't want the Skype caller to hear themselves, the callers to hear themselves. So the knob of the auxiliary of the channel that is receiving signal from Skype must be turned all the way off, all the way down. The thing with Skype is that you can do a conference, audio, just audio, not video, audio, if the person has a Skype account, or you can charge your Skype with credit and use it as a VoIP phone, which is great. So you can use it as a landline telephone as well.
Thanks for doing that. Does he speak English?
Oh, no, that's the thing. I asked him, don't you a little like...
The number 3 is the classic cell phone, okay? So how on earth, I get very disappointed when I watch videos of people, taking the easy way of connecting a single output cable to the mixer. You get excited when they will make a call and they say, oh, it's easy. The listener hears you through the microphone of the telephone. Oh, come on. Then when I get to that point of those videos, I just stop watching them. You always want or prefer that your listener hears the mix of your board, your microphone, your co-host microphone. Maybe if you have, sponsors on your radio and you have a 2-minute sponsors, well, you don't want the caller to be in silence. Suppose the interview just is turning a bit longer than expected and you have to put it on hold. So the cheapest way and effectively way I've found to use the cell phone with your mixer, which is the use of this app which is called iRig, which is a splitter basically. It allows you to record with your guitar, electric guitar. You plug it here. You have then an output for your headphones for to monitor what you're recording, and then that goes into the cell phone. You have to download an app so that you can record your takes, your guitar takes. The thing is that, as I always say, cell phones are made thinking of receiving audio and sending audio. Sending audio, imagine you are using a pair of headphones with hands-free. Now it's incoming a call, so when you start the call, you hear the person, and the person hears you as well, because of the little microphone that comes with the hands-free. So this is prepared so that you will see the difference. The RCA cable that I showed you before, the 1/8" part has 2 rings. The one that goes for the cell phone, where is it? It has 3 rings. Okay? 2 are for the audio, stereo audio, and the other one is for sending audio. So what I will do is to plug the iRig, and it's a very cheap device, the basic iRig. There are many iRig products, but this is the basic and it works excellent. There, you connected your iRig to your phone. Now, what you want to do is to get the cell phone into your mixer. Well, exactly like the netbook. 1/8" stereo jack connected to the headphones of the iRig. Okay? And then I can have an RCA and connect it to a stereo channel. I don't use it because I have my mixer full now, but suppose I don't use the Skype. And in 1112 I will connect these RCAs free, you can see there, the free RCAs from the iRig into the 1112. I can use a mono channel as well, but I will need an eighth-inch jack, or use a 1/4" to 1/4" with an adapter from female 1/4" to male 1/8". Last but not least, we want the color of the cell phone hear the mix of our show. So you need a 1/4" to 1/4" cable, right? You plug, it's like an input, okay? You plug that, oh, sorry for that. You plug the one of the sides of the ends of the cable in the guitar on the input, like it's an input actually. At the other end, it goes to the second auxiliary, just like we did with the Skype. You plug this to a second. Now you understand why I don't use the cell phone. I would need an auxiliary 3 to use it, but suppose I have the auxiliary 2 free, so the same case with the send Skype, you send in number 2, send cell phone, you adjust all the auxiliary portions of audio of every channel strip, except suppose I have the cell phone in channel line 10, so I'm in auxiliary 2, channel line 10, all the way down, okay, and you plug it in send, auxiliary send 2.
¿Cuál es el vencimiento de mi factura?
Muy bien, ¿desea usted saber cuándo es el vencimiento de su factura, sí?
Correcto.
Muy bien, en todo caso, en estos momentos le voy a brindar lo que es su siglo de facturación.
If you like the video, subscribe my channel. Any questions, welcome. Any suggestions, welcome as well. Thanks for watching.